Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 680. Today we're doing Battle with Vanessa. And so, welcome back to Battles with Bust. I know it's been a while, but since the last video, we have managed to hit Masters up here at that big old 3614 rank. I'm not certain what that, I guess that's 3614. We're down here in Dumpster Legend. I noticed when you click on Career, it says 94, but I feel like since it took us so long to hit Legend, we're probably not at 94, and that's not some MMR thing. I think we're actually ranked 3614. But, you know, I've only been here for half a day, and so take us a bit of time to climb. And so as we jump into battle here, that brings me to what I think I'd like the format for the channel to be. Like, I'm not certain what the patch cadence and the season cadence is supposed to be, but ideally what I think we'll be able to do is I really enjoy playing Vanessa. I'm not, certain at what point a character comes along I prefer to play over Vanessa, but I'd like to spend about a third of our time playing Vanessa, about a third of our time playing that first expansion that gets released with the season, and then the last third being that last expansion that gets released with the season. So for this one, we would have been like 2/3 Vanessa, just 1/3 playing Vanessa because it's fun, 1/3 playing Vanessa because she had the expansion released, and then we would be switching to Pygmalion because the Freezer expansion was released at the end of the season pass, and so we give people a chance to see with that, get some strategy there. And so that's what I'm hoping to do. Next video probably be Vanessa, since I won't have a ton of time to pick up the neat tips and tricks with old Pig, but looking to play a bit of Pygmalion moving forward so we can experience some of that, I don't know, cold freezer patch, whatever the heck we're calling it these days. And so, with that out of the way, let's dive into battle. We'll push the button, see what turns up, the crit thing, the go wide weapons thing, and the crit chance thing. And so with this, I'm fine to take the strength. To me, the way that I really feel about this patch is the probably, best item 1A, best item 1B for Vanessa is Clamera. I think Clamera is probably just the best item that she has access to right now. But that's more of a utility thing. The best build-around item that Vanessa has access to is, I think, Figurehead. We've done a lot of Figurehead build-arounds as far as aquatic stuff goes, but the other big thing with the Figurehead is the ability for go-wide attack kind of builds, typically with double barrel and some other stuff. And having that diamond tier Figurehead putting plus 100 damage on all of your weapons is just so spectacularly strong. And so, to me, strength is something that helps build into that. It prefers to have a wide board as opposed to a single board like left-handed, right-handed, but we're not forced to do that, right? If we go single item and then still just have plus 20 damage on one weapon, it's not like it's a dead skill, and if something super weird happens to where we end up in poison or burn, then it's just a dead skill, but that's so hard these days with how strong the gold items are. And so moving on from there, the non-weapon items don't really want to go too early. We can't find figureheads. We want to just find a bunch of weapons, don't care what they are. So we'll take the Finn's Big Bite, get that 5 regen, exceptionally strong in the early couple of days here. And then on the next page, pretty shitty set of places. We don't want duct tape, don't want anything from the kimono. So we'll just go to Pyro. Maybe we pick up one of these cinders or pick up fiery and end up with a cannon or something early and it's not completely dead, but a definite whiff on day one here. We would have ideally found that guy that passes out fangs. Right, fangs are quite strong early if you have these damage boosts, having that 3-second attack speed. Quite strong on the first few days. You'll find yourselves hanging on to it until you hit the mid-game, but is what it is. We're stuck with one of these turds. just buy yourselves a ticket to Frown Town. You get 2 tickets to Paradise, 1 ticket to Frown Town, and then we'll see. We'll see if we can't be all smiles after that. That was one of the old names I used to use on Magic Online. 2 tickets to Paradise. I had all the Eddie Money names. I had a bunch of bots running trade things, and then I played on. I can't remember if I played on 2 tickets to Paradise or if I played on. Oh, God, I can't even remember the Eddie Money songs now. You youngsters probably don't even know who the fuck Eddie Money is. But we'll move on before we go too deep down that rabbit hole, before you get too much into the 80s. And so how do we want to start here? Usually I don't like rifle, but On this day one package with both rifle and bayonet and both of them getting boosted by strength, I think I'm kind of okay with it. We can just buy in on this and save our money for if we get a chance on the next day to really dig in and try and find double barrels. I think that'll be okay. And so we'll skip the items. We'll just go to the jungle ruins, pick up the 4 gold. Oh, wrong one. We'll just pick up the silver tier item. Or actually, the regen's probably not that bad here in the early days. And then, but try and hang on to that money until we can get the chance to find double barrel, find cutlass, something that gives us a little bit of build around potential here. And so scary looking Vanessa over here. She's got that Lang Zang, not quite upgraded. I'm not certain how our rifle's going to hold out here. The thing I'm hoping gives us a chance is going to be that regen and the long wind up on the Lang Zang, but just a little bit too short. If that Lang Zang didn't get the kill there, we would have definitely won, but bummer. Opponent using all 4 slots. What kind of bullshit is that, huh? Using all 4 slots of your board on day 1. All right, but let's go to the medium, see if anything turns up. Nothing too exciting here. I don't hate taking shovels early and then just dropping an upgrade onto shovel and generating those silver tier items. It tends to pay for itself over the course of the game. So maybe that's okay. We're kind of stuck with what this rifle can do. And cool, we've got big things here. They've got double barrel and katana. It's like I kind of want to pick up both, but we don't have 8 gold. We can't just resell the shovel. We can just, I guess that's just the spot we can be in. We can just sell everything and then just pick up these 2 quality items. Both of them work nicely with the strength. Should be strong enough to carry us through the PvE rounds, and then ideally we'll pick up a something else to fill out the board. Now with this, I guess we can take left eye. It's like, I know we already have the 1 burn skill. We can pick up the 2nd burn skill and then maybe start using stuff like cannon to a little bit more effect. Or if we pick up like a lighter or a pop snappers on our adventure to the PvP round this turn. And it wouldn't be that bad to get that scaling. Like the 8% crit isn't really that spectacular, but what you tend to find happening with these go wide style of builds is you don't have crit and you need to get crit. And so it's like you can put a Vanessa amulet on board and get a bunch, but it's definitely not like your typical crow's nest builds to where you're building yourself up to just a pure 100%. Let's just take the spark here. I think it gives us a lot of options to really power up before we get to that next battle. So that's fine. We can go to Finn's Big Bite, get the regen happening here as well. Again, it's very strong here in the early game. And then I don't quite think, we could probably beat the Rogue Scrapper. He's going to struggle to deal with our regen, but I think I want to go to the Covetous Thief. Picking up the Cloak or picking up the Grindstone would be pretty strong here. Just get some really good scaling on this Katana running through the early days. And then if we pick up some of this other stuff, it's fine, right? Picking up the gold thing's fine, the crit thing's fine, the sharpening stone's fine. And so we lose out on an experience point, but we definitely pick up the opportunity for much stronger items, right? This bronze tier double barrel isn't enough to really hard carry. It needs some upgrades, it needs some bonus damage, it needs a potion flask, and so picking up one of these upgrades for our katana would give us quite a bit of power here in these early days. Especially with so much regen, it gives us quite a bit of time to scale. But we can't have nice things. Is what it is. Is what it is. But here, don't have any money. We'll go to the Strange Mushroom and pick some up. Get 4 gold on the shop to the right. And then the Mountain Pass. This is an interesting one. Since if we had fought the Rogue Scrapper and we had the extra experience point, we could go to the Mountain Pass, just take the 2 gold, 1 experience, and be guaranteed level 3 before the next PvP round. The problem is on day 2, you tend to not find a bunch of enemies to battle and escort the convoy. I'm still just going to go for it. It's such a win if we hit, and oh boy, we hit the good one. We hit the Covetous Thief, and so it's going to give us that chance to level up. It's going to get us a chance to find all of these good items again. That was a super big win. I don't know what the chances are on day 2 to actually hit a PvE round, but it feels like 75% plus of the time you just get an item. and that's just a real shitter. It's not what you want at all. But this was great here. We got in a hit with our gold dagger. We hit the boss we wanted. We're going to get the level up. Maybe we'll get a good item out of it. Sharpening stone has to be fine. Can't really complain. Here, we'll just take the bronze weapon, try and fill out our board. Revolver is actually quite good here. Just another fast-acting weapon to take advantage of that strength. So let's level up the double barrel, see what we can do against Pig.
Go ahead.
Feels good, man. Feels good. Staying positive, doing good. Man, I've been watching Ted Lasso. Speaking of doing positive and feeling good, it's been such a good show. I don't know when it came and went. It feels like it was like a pandemic era show, and I just never had access to it, but now I do. It's been fucking fantastic. Like it's not even just the throwbacks to Kansas City, like Jason Sudeikis and also Ted Lasso from the Kansas City area. They do a lot of throwbacks to the show. We're gonna lose this round. We can't beat hot stones. Hot stones are super fucking hard to beat. And that's been interesting, but it's been great. The thing I don't know with it is, like, with American TV shows, they'll just extend it out to run forever, right? If you look at a show like Lost or a show like Game of Thrones, they tend to... We still gonna win this? Holy shit, we still won that through the sandstorm. Fucking righteous. But they tend to extend them out, right? They tend to have a good, or at least for Lost, they have a good beginning, a good middle, a good end, and then it's like they do the beginning and it's great. They do the start of the middle and that's great, and then the network comes in and says, hey, you have the most popular television show in the world. You're not allowed to just go to the end. You have to extend this out until everyone hates it, and then when everyone hates it, you're allowed to end it. And so that happens with Lost, and then they also, I think, have a lot of brain drain to where it's like Lindelof and J.J. Abrams were the original showrunners. And then I feel like after season 3, season 4, they weren't really a part of it because they got to just go and do their own projects and do Star Wars and stuff. And so, like, the brain drain and the unnecessary extension tear into the show. But like I feel like with British shows or UK shows or England shows, however that country fucking works, they have that start, middle, and end, and then when they hit that, they just quit. They're done. They don't do all of these extraneous seasons. And so maybe that was the deal with Ted Lasso. I'm not certain if it was an English show, but everyone in it is English except for Jason Sudeikis and then the coach character. So maybe it is, I don't know. But it's been great up to now. I'm like halfway through the first season, really enjoyed all of it. That's what I've been doing instead of making these dumb videos, just No, I've been busy, but that's what I've been checking out these days. Let's focus back up, though. That battle's over. We got that surprise victory against Pig. Let's go to the item shop. We got a ton of money now, so we can be a bit aggressive with what we do. I'm not opposed to Silencer. Like, yes, I get we're going wide, but getting the damage stack onto Katana is nice. I'm not a huge fan of Repeater, but it does kind of fit in with what we're doing right now. So let's buy it. We'll end up selling that a little bit later. And then Bolus I'm going to be happy with. We can just try and go full ammo here. Don't really want Cutlass. Cutlass I don't like unless it has Fiery. We don't have Fiery. We don't have Crit. It's just a total bait item at this point. But now we got another Mountain Pass. We'll take it risky. Dabbling Apprentice turns up. See what we can do with this. And so I think we want to keep the dagger just in case we can generate the gold. Maybe we don't find ourselves using Silencer here. Okay, I think I'm on board with this. Keep a handful of ammo items for the Repeater, the dagger for the gold, and then the Katana is just going to be more damage than Bolus. This would be that space to where it would be nice to just barely win, right? to really kind of try and grind it out to get the maximum hits with this concealed dagger. We might get that, just a little short. It's like we might get that 1 gold, but didn't quite make it to the end. What do we got? Burn potion. Okay, we got all this burn stuff. It might not be horrible here, but I'm gonna switch to fighting the scout trooper. I want the experience points. I think it has stuff like Uzi. Yeah, Uzi would not be a horrible thing if we end up heavy into ammo. Gunner is spectacularly strong. Gunpowder is good. Crit thing is good. Decent hits across the board with this one, along with those extra experience points. Got him. Okay. crit. So what's up next? We get the upgrade. I feel like we're just going to be doing double barrel regardless, right? If we go wide, we're using double barrel. If we want to jump into single item at some point, still happy to use double barrel as our big item. And so I think that's where we want to put our upgrades. The thing that I would prefer to be upgrading would be figurehead, but we don't have one at the moment, so not quite able to do that. But up next, there is a B1, B2. I think we'll go in here and upgrade our bolus. That's another item that we tend to run around with for a long time. The slow is good, the damage is good. Go ahead and stack that in here. And what's up next? Ammo? We still got plenty of money. Let's see if we can't get some good upgrades or something. Good upgrades, hit that revolver, perfect. Best item in the game, some people would say. Not everyone. It's just something that some people would say, you know. You don't know. You may be right, you may be wrong, but some people certainly say that. What are we going to do here? We're just going to go full ammo. Like, get rid of the katana, pick up the cannon, and then probably just pick up the pop snappers as well. Put the crit onto the double barrel. It's not bad. Against the, against a real opponent, we could say take the dagger out. Maybe put burn potion in. The silencer might be better. Burn potion should be fine. You got to probably do a little bit of grinding against Pygmalion here. I was gonna say we could put that on the repeater, but I think I like getting this extra burn in here. This guy's build doesn't do anything. We should be okay. Out here smoking in the damage. Got him. Okay, okay. Whew. Alright, so what's up next? We don't really have any money at this point. We'll just go to get an item. Pick up the old barrel. Next page, what do we got? I do like Curio. It gives us a chance to pick up the bludgeon, the slow item. But we don't really have any money, so it's tough to roll. I guess we have some stuff we can sell in here. Let's see if it turns up. It's just so good when you get like the Chimera and you have Chimera doing 2 second and 3 second slows. Doesn't turn up on the first page here, and I'm not super willing to do a bunch of rolling. We can take the Salamander Pup though, upgrade the cannon. Might use it for a while. Get a couple dollars back and take that crit thing and put that on our double barrel. Okay, I don't hate it. What's up next? We can beat a Hexa. You could think about taking your small items out against a Hexa so she doesn't get to scale her poisons, but we should be strong enough to just win.
Life is pretty long.
Yeah, speaking of those old KC folks, I watched the morning news. It's great to just turn on and have in the background. Like the local morning news tends to just be like 40% weather, 40% traffic, and then 20% other bullshit. And so it's not nearly as like oppressive as watching the national news and just getting into that fucking shit show of nonsense. But they had like a local guy on there interviewing another KC legend and Paul Rudd. I guess Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. Is Jenna Ortega the girl that did Wednesday? I think that's right. But they have some kind of scary movie coming out. And it was just like the local guy doing the interview. They were at like the movie presser. And so you're supposed to be saying like, oh, how did you get so scared? Or what was your inspiration for this movie and stuff? And like the local guy he just starts blasting with Paul Rudd with Kansas City questions. Like Paul Rudd does a benefit every year for a local children's hospital called the Big Slick. And he's just asking him about the Big Slick event. And like Paul Rudd's getting into it and talking about it. Jenna Ortega is like, what the fuck is going on? Like the guy keeps asking Paul Rudd these questions and she just has this like weirdest look on her face. And then it's like 2 minutes into the interview, she finally just realizes it's a Kansas City station interviewing a guy from Kansas City. And like, she's just like, oh, finally, what the fuck? I get it. But it was great seeing that pass out. Like you didn't have to hear him just babble on bullshit about how this movie's scarier than Ghostbusters or whatever the shit he's supposed to be talking about. I'm sure the movie people hate that, but it was at least nice for us locals. All right, but what do we got going on now? We're done talking about Kansas City people. You got the top three Kansas City people, right? You got Jason Sudeikis, you got Paul Rudd, you got FTP Bust. We're all right up in there. That's it. Patrick Mahomes can take a back seat. What do we got here, though? Let's take this upgrade. Upgrade the cannon. It seems like the ammo path is where we're going. It's a pretty decent upgrade at this point. We should be, like, pretty strong running into day 6, day 7. We need to just kind of start formulating what our late game is going to look like at this point. And we're really looking to either ideally figurehead to get the big damage boost on this board. Less ideally would be, say, port. We might just be stuck as our kind of ammo replenisher, but our weapons are looking nice. They're looking great at this point. But here, don't really have any money. We'll go to the docks and just try and dig a weapon. Maybe something good turns up. Shovel's not really it, but it would have been more money than that 4 gold, right? Shovel just sells for 4 on its own. This kind of is what it is. We're strapped for cash. We had that big money before we got all these upgrades, and now we gotta cycle back around and find some kind of damagey pig. Oh, this guy's gonna get smoked. He's already got like an obsidian slingshot. I mean, I don't think we have to worry about this double whammy going double whammy on us. Should get him killed before it even hits, right? He did have this thing. The first 5 times your opponent uses a weapon, charge an item, but wasn't enough. All right, bringing in them beatdowns. Feels good. Feels good. And so, I'm leaning toward just going to B1, B2 again. Do we even have anything that can upgrade? No? Sell this crypto for 8, that's fine. What's salt? Adjacent items get 10% crit. We're not going to be grinding enough for that to be super useful. But we don't need the upgrades. I guess we go to weapons. We got a lot of gold, I guess. Nothing on page 1. Blunderbuss, I don't think we really want. It does do more damage than the repeater, but we don't really have enough burn stuff to make that work, and so you need kind of like trebuchets for this to be a little bit more interesting, and so we'll skip past that. What's up next? Items? I do like me some items. Cannonball could be pretty important here. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to take it, but I don't know if our double barrel even really needs it at this point. Take a roll. What else turns up? Get that gold tier revolver. That's how you know you're doing good, when you got the gold revolver out here. Don't want lighter. Lighter's probably better than fire potion, but we're not going to hang on to these non-red items for too much longer. And now, interesting shop up here. There's the Trash Town Mayor that has the augmented attack, the augmented weaponry that's so super strong. It's just a very low chance to get it. You're like a 10% chance maybe to actually find it. And then Preening Duelist just has tons and tons and tons of good ammo stuff. I think we're so deep into ammo, this is going to be the more important hit, right? He's got the flask, he's got the 2 ammo loot items, he's got the cannonball, he's got this huge ability to put 25 attack on your weapons, and then pistol sword. Just almost every single thing in here is a strong hit. And we're even with our upgrade to revolver can't hit the other revolver, and so that's kind of nice as well. Cannonball upgrade comes in. Okay. What do we got here? Let's take the weapon over the loot. Oh boy, planned it that way. Planned it that way. Now, I feel like those get a weapon things are... it feels like the roll is kind of weighted. I feel like we get a lot more weapons or a lot more upgrades than we deserve out of that, right? Our chance to upgrade double barrel should have been probably like 5% or so, but it feels like the upgrade chance on it is... It feels like it's kind of curated to things that you already have. That may be right, that may be wrong, but it's just what it kind of feels like. And so, nice getting that upgrade. But nonetheless, let's go to the cafe. The temporary boost is always good. Doesn't cost any money. Makes us super strong for the PvP round. I'm leaning towards just going to skills at this point. Like, we can't purchase any of these gold items. And we can still get some decent upgrades. Things like Conflagrate I know I want to pick it because we've been going depth charge every game for like the past 4 videos, but it's just not nearly as good in the weapon builds. It's perfect scaler in the depth charge build, but it's not what we're doing here. Let's take a roll, see what we find. Ooh, upgrade to ammo pouch. Don't mind if I do. Give me some of that money. Gunner, ammo pouch, whatever you want to call it these days. I don't think we need to cannonball anymore. That looks pretty good to me. All right, up against Vanessa.
But I've seen my share of storms.
Oof.
Go ahead, underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
All right, what do we got? Big burn build. Not a huge fan of doing weather glass and doing depth charge. I find myself stuck in that spot frequently as well, as to where you couldn't find the right item at the right time and you're kind of stuck with both. But that's the problem you run into with like the burn build, right? Is you want to keep stacking aquatics for your depth charge, but Pop Snappers doesn't do it, Lighter doesn't do it. That's why I say the burn build is strong early, but it starts to fall off faster than the poison does, because poison all scales with aquatics. Alright, next day though, temporary boost. Glad to do it. We could probably beat the Lich with what we have here if he turns up. Call in our shot, I guess, but that could potentially be a thing. Wanted to see what we got off Shovel. Just a chum, not that great. I'm going to skip ammo again. We just don't have enough money. Try and dig up a weapon. I don't think we use knife set, but it's probably better than using the two... oh shit, he turned up. I think it might be better than using the just pure burn items. So let's go with it. All right, we called our shot on the Lich. It's fucking scary. I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably not good enough, but we called it out at the beginning, so we got to go for it. Got to get this 1900 damage in with no crit. All right. All right. Got him at like half health. That's good, right? Still got some ammos left over from all of our bonus health. And oh shit, we're just fucking dead. I wasn't even looking at our health. I was just looking at his health and being like, we got a shot. We got a shot. Turns out we did not have a shot. That's a fucking bummer. So what are we gonna do here? I don't think we're going to stick with knife set. How many? I wish we could go back and see how many activations that got. Not really interested in the silver tier skill. I'd rather just get the upgrades here. This is a spot where it would have been really nice to have figurehead and turnet gold, but I guess we can take the boost on repeater. It's not the hugest fan of repeater. Alright, so what's up next? Fairly garbagey shop. We can go to the non-weapon items, I guess, and try and find figurehead, but it's a tough place to find it. Shipwreck's not going to do it today. You get excited when Shipwreck turns up, but I don't think that's going to be it. And then I do like Chimera in these builds, but I think this isn't gonna cut it today.
I feel like that decision comes from
I typically want it to be like figurehead, double barrel, all smalls, and then Chimera fits in a little bit more nicely. But I don't think we have the space for it today. Got too much medium stuff going on, and we're not going to be able to pivot anytime soon.
Stick close to me.
All right, what's in the monster skills though? What's this? Use a small item, heal, no thank you. When you freeze, no thank you. When you burn, your weapons gain damage. That's a nice incidental, I guess. We're going to be staying wide. I don't have much faith in this cannon. It's like we're basically going to get one activation of this ability this round. But maybe we land on fiery a little bit later. We could get with a roll. These things are so powerful, I really want to roll, but it's going to cost 18 gold to get there. Like if we want to hang on to Cannonball, we've only got 6-7 gold in the sack. Yeah, we'll just take the Burning Rage. I don't love it, but I don't want to roll the dice that hard. All right, we got a space in our bag for the shovel.
You should know.
Let's jump
I'm
in.
a bit of a legend on Pelago.
My people believe in
Looks like a crook. No atlatls though. Nothing scary with that regal blade. I think we'll be fine this round.
Well, I'll admit,
Got him.
that was impressive.
Got to admit, that was impressive. Alright, what's up next? What do we hit? Coral, don't want it. There is this medium and large item shop to where we can pick up a bunch of gold, right? We've got all these small items in the bag. That's probably the way to go. Might land on the one of the mediums we want. I don't think we're gonna be crow's nesting today. Let's see. Hang on. Let's sell this shit we're just never gonna use. Hang on to pop snappers for just a moment. Fire potion can go.
It's small
And so,
Quixel.
man, it's tough. It's tough to get to that 24 gold, anyways. It's like we don't have any of the super late game stuff we're really looking for. Like I'm fine with bolus. I'm fine with double barrel. Everything else to the right is kind of meh. And so, with that in mind, it is like kind of tempting to just switch to using crow's nest and double barreling. We can get the double barrel up to like 6 cannon or 7 ammo with a cannonball, but the kind of frightening thing with our double barrel is it doesn't have a good damage stack on it, right? Like 85 damage on a double barrel is very, very low. So I think we need the other like supporting cast around, and if we're going to get crit, it's going to be off Vanessa's amulet. So let's get past that. I don't think that's a good fit at the moment. Flagship, would have kind of fit the same bill there, but we don't have any scaling for it. We don't have any good single item bonus damage. I think that's a good place to skip. What's up next? Hit up Andy.
I would never debase my wares by
There's the Chimera, but I think again we'll keep skipping it. Gold grenade's kind of interesting. It's pretty big damage coming out of it, and we can put like cannonball down to
You want to buy that?
to get more than one shot in.
Excellent
I think that's okay. We can look to get rid of the knife set. So switch into being like this maybe. We'll have to watch the repeater, see if it's going to run out of ammo, but big damage coming out of this grenade. And we'll fight Chili Charles. These are all shitty opponents. Poison opponent, freeze opponent. We'll just take the bonus experience point. Pretty certain we can win this round. This guy can be deceptively scary. What's the repeater at? 6 ammos left. These aren't always accurate, but yeah, it seems like a... well... I just want to kind of like think of this opponent as being like a Pygmalion. And I would probably have rather had those ammos on double barrel. Right? If we're really grinding against a pig, we'd rather have extra double barrel shots as opposed to extra repeater shots. So we should probably rearrange this just a little bit. So that's fine. Take the gold skills here. I'd rather get a rando gold skill as opposed to like a silver tier weapon skill. So no poison stuff, no large items, no poison stuff. Whiff on the first page. Here's some good stuff, right? Left-handed is perfect. They changed this? When you have exactly one weapon, its cooldown is reduced 10%. Your enemy has a slowed... If your enemy has a slowed item. That's changed, right? This used to be that if you have a single weapon, it slows. So you'd spew out a bunch of slows with your flagship or with your double barrel. And then there is the crit. Is the crit just more important here? I mean, I have to admit that putting 24% crit on all of our weapons is better than putting 40 damage on our double barrel.
I have seen such talent once before.
I don't know. I did the mathematics in my head, and that seems accurate, right? And the femur turning up. I don't think we have the gear to femur build at this point. If we'd picked up that crow's nest, things could have been interesting, but I don't think this is it. All right, up next, we'll go to the medium shop. Still want to find a figurehead. Not on the first page. Not going to be arbalesting today, although that can be a good single item. Garbage on the second set. Sometimes it just doesn't hit. God, yeah, don't want any of this stuff in the bag. Gonna move the cannonball down here by the double barrel. Keep the big damage coming in from the grenade. Don't we want? I mean, I guess like we could realistically just keep 3 shots on the grenade to stack in more with the repeater. Maybe that's the way to do it.
My
I
fight is
don't know.
weak.
It feels like the repeater should be like dropping ammo super quick, but
Not to squabble with
I think that I have like 3 patches ago in our head when repeater was actually good, and it's just not good anymore. All right, rolling in a bunch of crits now though. That definitely feels good. We're gonna struggle to win this round though. He's getting pretty big shields up and running. We're gonna start dropping ammo. Grenades about done. Bolus is about done. Have to spike some kind of like ungodly crits here at the end.
bravery without
Little short,
strength is
little
a
short.
sword without a blade.
We're getting close. What's our record? That was day 7, 5 and 2.
Nothing tight.
All right, let's hit those medium items. That figurehead's got to turn up at some point, right?
If it's not right for you,
Diamond
bring
double
it.
barrel. What's up?
I want you to be happy.
Let's take a roll, see if it's here. Nope. Not into Captain's Wheel. Don't think we want Lockbox either. Just takes so long to scale up Lockbox. Alright, what's up next? We're going to take the temporary boost at the cafe. Always like those big damages coming in. And then what do we got? I think we can beat Dragon. We, fuck it, YOLO, right? We failed against Lich, but Dragon seems to be much more manageable. Doesn't have nearly as much regen. Doesn't have all the slows and the freezes. Yeah, just get some of those. Got some double crits on the double barrel right there. That was nice. Got to start hitting fast. Barely got it. Had like 422 health with 196 burn. We had a second and a half left there at the end.
Walk it.
20 regen. Okay. Not perfect, but it's certainly not useless. Take the loot item here. What's up next? Large items don't want. Small aquatic it's gonna be. I guess we could have gone to the large items to look for port,
I have
but
so much new stuff to show you.
it's not quite what we want. Sorry, Calamera. I know you keep turning up because you're supposed to be in our build, but I'm just not getting into it. Big whiff in the aquatic shop.
Or walk away.
Now up against another Vanessa. I got to sell a little bit here. Let's get rid of the fossilized femur. Just want to make sure we have room for whatever the shovel's going to dig up. Off to battle we go.
Go ahead.
It's kind of a bummer of a round. I mean, we got all that experience from the dragon, but we only got the regen stuff and the diamond double barrel. Is this Jesus Christ, an obsidian cutlass, but he doesn't have burn on it. This guy apparently doesn't believe in upgrades, but I guess sometimes you just don't need them. It's his big heal. We gotta kill him before his next hit comes in. Double barrel's gonna do it.
Boys, less blunder.
That bronze
More
crow's
blunder.
nest, bronze obsidian cutlass. It's interesting. I wonder how you pick that up to where you don't B1, B2 those. B1, B2 don't show up at this late in the game, but you don't see too many of those bronzes this late either. What did we find? Nesting doll, whatever. Alright, non-weapon items, what you got? Is it ever going to turn up? Now, swashbuckle's the interesting thing, right? We've been going on and on and on and on and on and on and on about finding figurehead, but without it, swashbuckle is the next big thing. And, I mean, the thing that you typically run into issues with swashbuckle is not having ammo, right? So if you want to put the swashbuckle down and have a say like ammo flask to the left of double barrel, and then your weapon to the right can't get flasked or anything. But I mean, if we already have the huge amount of ammos coming in, like the swashbuckle can kind of just manage on its own, right? Because if we put bolus to the left of it, it gets 4 shots, and so it's not completely useless. And then we do get that bonus damage coming out of honed arsenal as well. We're going to lose a little bit of crit pulling a weapon out, but that would work. I think we just have to have something like this. I'd rather have figurehead, right? I would rather boost all of our weapons as opposed to 2 of our weapons, but I would rather boost 2 than none. So let's see. We'll probably just take cannon out here. Oh, we landed on burn. Burn's a little interesting with that. Not fiery, with that burning rage. Let's do a little bit of scaling off. I'm going to put it on double barrel, but let us do a little bit of scaling off of it. So with that in mind, what comes out here? Like, I was leaning towards just taking cannon out and just doing something like this to where you put the swashbuckle as our, or the grenade as our swashbuckle target. It naturally has crit, so it gets that extra bonus damage out of it. Only has 3 shots though, but if it's using more than 3 shots, we're probably just kind of aced anyways. And then I'm curious if we can't survive without cannonball. Let us put another weapon back in, ideally another small weapon. And then, I mean, I guess I don't completely hate just putting revolver over here, right? Revolver naturally has 20% crit, so it gets a little bit of bonus damage. Like having like 105 damage on your swashbuckled item seems kind of shitty, though. You're really wanting to spike those crits off of it. Let's try it like this for the moment. So what's up next? Don't have a ton of money. How much can we get? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 13. We can go to the medium shop. This is where the figurehead will turn up. that's just the way the game goes. Oh, a shovel. Sure, let's take the shovel, see if we can't high roll into some big gold rolls. So that looks good. Death Knight Reaper. I mean, we should be able to just burst him down now, right? We've got this burning double barrel. Gotta feel like we're just strong enough to do it. He's probably gonna get like one big regen in, but we have enough sustain to fight through that. One double barrel get us there. Appreciate it. I gave it the motivation it needed to get that last point of damage in. You're welcome. Oh, there's some money. So what do we got? Not going to use Pearl, Cell Suppressor, and Pop Snappers. We're not going to use those ever either. I don't think we'll use Cannon at this point, but hold on to it just in case. Now up next, going to keep going for these temporary boosts. Take the guaranteed big damage. Up next, let's try those weapon skills. Is this an upgrade to strength? Don't really want that. Honed Arsenal upgrade. What's it currently do? 4? Does it kick it up to 6? The thing, the tooltip isn't working. Let's see. Kicks it up to 6, and so it'll give our items like 10% crit. We've got 5 weapons on the board. I don't hate it. This probably seems better than rolling.
Since you do not train with me, I will not feel
So that's good.
shame if
Up next, we can risk some coin for experience points, I think. Small and large items doesn't sound too exciting. We don't have... Well, I guess we do actually have a ton of money because of that great axe, but
At the edge of the
it's hard to pass on experience points.
They build.
All right. Up against Dooley. See if we can't hit that 7 win mark. Like, I definitely feel good about getting 7 wins this run. It may not happen against this Dooley. You never know what kind of high roll shit you're going to run into, but this looks like some kind of shit. But how do you even do this? Do you purchase... You just find a fiery nanobot? Like a fiery DJ? And then he generates fiery nanobots? Is that how you do this? Right? All of his nanobots have burn. Does he generate one at the start of the round? I'm not certain how this works. How you both get 5 nanobots and how you get nanobots with burn. I think it has to be he just found a fiery robot, and it wasn't like you just get to put it in the level 10 skill upgrade. I think. I don't know. But yeah, run into some bullshit. like I said, I feel pretty good about being able to get to 7. We're definitely not really at that 10 win mark at this point. But running into stuff like that's just nonsense. But taking the cheap route here, taking the regen, I'm going to take the experience points out of the Bazaar Con, get an upgrade here. Getting fairly close to that diamond skill, need 2 upgrades to go. Gold tier ammo, get lots of upgrades, lots of good stuff out of it. Blunderbuss did become a little interesting with the fiery double barrel.
Need to throw some things overboard.
Fuck's this, myrrh? Okay. Be smelling like Jesus out here with the myrrh. But what are we gonna do? Do we want to put the blunderbuss in? Like, I kind of want to get the cannonball out. I mean, should we just be like this? To where need to pay a little bit better attention to how much ammo we're using each round. But I don't love only having 4 ammo on the double barrel. But I think this stuff should be popping off fast enough. Let's switch the blunderbuss over. It's got that 5-second cooldown, so the 1 activation from double barrel should almost activate the blunderbuss. And then maybe we'll look. I mean, I would like to get 2 small items in. Like, I think I'd like to pull repeater out, put revolver in, and 1 other small weapon. But we have to find that small weapon. Okay. Can we beat Void Colossus? He's the one that blows up a single item. I think we can win. He does generate a lot of shields, but gotta feel good about the amount of damage we're outputting now. Let's see. It's so tough to tell with this stuff. The double barrel's bugged. I watched it. It shot 3 times. It shot twice and then showed full ammo. And so it's kind of tough seeing that, right? But the final double barrel shot got the kill in, so it only activated 5 instead of 6 times. Okay. Didn't get any of the sweet skills in there. Bit of a bummer. Here, we can go to tools. There might be something random that kind of fits or works. A little late in the game for an astrolabe, especially a diamond one. I guess we could take Star Chart. Might go to the docks at some point. We just got a bunch of shit in here, right? Like, we're never using that. Cannon can go. Okay. Maybe we'll hit the docks at some point. What are we going to hit now? Upgrade. Probably just drop the upgrade on the swashbuckle. Get that extra 25% crit.
Ooh, the keener the blade, the quicker the fight.
This translates into tons of damage out here. Now we got the temporary boost for the bonus damage as well. Okay, Fam Jam. Make sure I don't have anything like left-handed. Okay, the double barrel's in a fine spot. All right, Pig just at level 10. Wow. Some people don't believe in experience points. You believe in a thing called love, and you believe in experience points. That's what the game's all about. It's this turbo heal thing, and then a healing double whammy. He's definitely going to get a heal off the double whammy. I don't know if we can maintain this round. We got to... Nope, he got crits on it. Fucking Christ. 30% crit. Nice work, dude. What more are you supposed to say? Oh, you gotta... It's like going up against the sniper rifle PvE opponent. It's like, oh, cool, I guess 30% of the time we just lose. That's essentially what this round was, huh? It's like, oh, cool, you got 30% crit on that. I guess 30% of the time we just fucking lose. Well, maybe we spoke too soon about being able to get to 7 wins. Alright, so what are we going to do here? I don't really want Radiant. I want something to make us obnoxious. And the Radiant isn't it. It's like for a single item, fine, but right now is not the time for it. I have thoughts on upgrading Swashbuckle. Like, the thing with putting Swashbuckle in... into the artist is you're very limited in the options that you can hit, right? Like with our opponent right there that just fucking hit his 30% or chance of knocking us out of the water. That's what you kind of run into in this space here as well with the swashbuckle is there's only 3 options. You can't hit, you know, fiery, you can't hit icy, you can't hit heal. You only get these 3 shots, and shiny and deadly are both quite good. Putting the double damage bonus is going to put 50 well, it's more than 50 because the deadly is going to put the extra like 50 crit. So it goes up to 100% crit. That puts 50 damage, and you get the guaranteed crits. The shiny puts double damage to where the crit stays at 50%, but we have like the plus 25 or something coming out of honing steel, and so that puts an extra 75 damage on both weapons. And so it's like we've got a 66% chance of hitting good, 33% chance of hitting radiant, and they're all pretty decent upgrades, and they all seem better than just like randomly rolling onto blunderbuss. And so
Your things are so
let's see.
dull.
We ran into bullshit nanobots. We ran into the bullshit crit in the last round. Probably just run into the bullshit radiant right here. And to say it is what it is. I think we hit shiny. They're very similar looking pixels on the items. Yeah, shiny. And so the adjacent items, or this has double damage, shield, and heal, so we're up to 285 on double barrel, 200 on blunderbuss. All right, let's see if we can't upgrade. So here's some decent single item stuff. If we want to pull the repeater out, putting pet rock in seems pretty decent. So this ruby, don't want that. So it's like we can put the repeater in, we can put the pet rock in.
Use it well.
It's going to get most of our items, up near 100% crit, and then it does double duty on our other things out here, getting the damage on the swashbuckled items, and then also getting the double barrel blunderbuss over 100% crit. So I think that's good. Let's take the roll into the next page. Not interested in this. Don't want that cannon. I like having all of these smaller items out here. Up next, I kind of want to go to the monster ranch and look for like cooldown reduction. The medium item's not as exciting at this point. Now that we have shiny swashbuckle, we're never putting figurehead in. So, we didn't land anything good. Like a bunch of silvers. The good one here is the 3 experience points, but that doesn't super help us this round, right? This round is super, super, super important to win. Right? Because that's going to get us to that 7 win mark. I have... Like, our chances of getting to 10 wins this run, probably right around, like, 1%. And so the thing that we need to be doing is getting really good right now. And that's what we were hoping for with that, say, like, cooldown reduction or even hitting, like, sharpening stone. But all of those things being silver was kind of shitty. We might be able to, like, high roll into going to level 15. We can definitely beat Veteran Octopus here. And then if we find, like, Mountain Pass, or if we find a... gamble on experience points, might get close, but I think that's a very distant chance to actually hit. Okay.
Was that even a battle?
Is Tiny Cutlass better than anything we have? Getting those multi-strikes in could be a thing. But let's see what diamond skills turn up. Do we ever? Do we ever glass cannon? That's always an interesting one, right? It's like, depending on the opponent you go up against, it may just do literal nothing for your opponent. Right? If you're up against Pygmalion and he's trying to hit you with a fixer-upper, it just doesn't do anything. If you're up against a burn build dually, it doesn't do anything for them. Single weapon Vanessas can be a little scary, but our items should be faster, or at least our double barrel should be faster. We're here making videos, right? Let's just YOLO it. Maybe we'll find the opponent that can't stop us. So that looks good. Let's see, what are we gonna do out here? Repeater's done. I was thinking if we want to buy chocolate bars or put the cutlass in. The 6-second cooldown, I don't think I'm super interested in cutlass. Need one more spot for chocolate bars. All right, extract we don't need. Okay, so that looks good. Boop, boop. Come in and take these skill upgrade, or just sell skills, sure.
World is full of noise.
What's this? The first time you fall below half health, Heal for 30% of your health and cleanse your stuff. Okay. I guess it might help against something obnoxious. It's not a great option here, and fuck. Well, maybe it's an aquatic Vanessa, right? Maybe it's an aquatic Vanessa, and our glass cannon doesn't look so insane. Oh, it is. It is. Okay. Okay. Gotta feel good about that. We gotta just smoke this round, right? Oh my god, I was just eyeballing our double barrel and it got frozen right before it got to shoot. Still, it's just been frozen the entire fucking round. Jesus Christ, okay. Once it got to pop, but Jesus Christ, I was like, oh, not like this, man, not like this. There's always that feeling when you're playing card games, and it's like I'll take the loss in a lot of ways, but man, just not like this. Like it's like when you're in like the win and in round into the top 8 of something, or if you're in like the finals or a very important match, and it's like you have to take the mulligan to 4 in game 3, and you're just like, come on, man. Like I'll take the 20-minute battle of the wits. I'll take the opponent. Like dropping some kind of sick high roll or something. Just not this thing to where I'm mulliganing to 4 and just not even in the game. But all right, we rolled out of it, and so yeah, good stuff. Hit that 7-win mark again. Like I don't think we're going to have much of a shot at doing better than doing better than 7. We'll of course give it a go, but our chances again very slim. So with this, I mean, I guess we could try and roll for upgrades at Tox Clocks, or maybe there's a small weapon that turns up with a good haste or something. Like, haste would be quite good here. Not trying to dive weights. Jitte doesn't do it. Probably should have just taken chocolate bars. Could risk some coin.
The Bazaar is more than a
Only got 2 experience, kind of a bummer. And then I don't think there's any items out of these. Like the Alchemist is when you use a tool. His skill is when you use a tool, you refill ammo to the left. I don't think we need that. We'll just take the experience points. I forget this is an exceptionally strong skill, right? At the start of each fight, freeze all non-weapon items for 2 seconds. That would be like a super big pickup. Just like glass cannon on top of glass cannon. Alright, so what's our upgrade at this point? It's going to be just damage on Blunderbuss. I think we get 5% crit off of Pet Rock, or maybe it's even 10%. Probably should have just taken a skill. 5%, bummer. Alright, temporary boost, glad to take it. 320 health, sure. Don't want to buy any large items. Up against Vanessa. Alright. Maybe all the Vanessas at this point are just using are just using aquatic, and we can make our glass cannon run from this point forward. He's got a weapon in here, but what's this guy even doing? Diamond tier multi-striker. That thing did like no fucking damage. You just got smoked. Weird build. He's got like ambergris in here and stuff. I don't know about that. I'm missing something here. I guess he's trying. He had diamond fangs for the cooldown reduction. Trying to build around that. I'll take it. Whew. Okay. Okay. Do we have any tools on the board? Nope. Take the guaranteed upgrade in chocolate bars. We're getting there. We're getting there to the end. Items, what you got, JJ? Revolver. Didn't expect to have revolver in the build at this point, but, you know, so, sometimes it's just out here doing the work. What's up next? The Boss Haro skill would be quite good. The assault focus, when you use a non-weapon item, slow it 2 seconds. But, I mean, I feel like we just beat all those opponents anyways with the glass cannon. We'll just take the experience points here. Get smoked. Feels so good having all that damage just blast in. We need a way to just... We need haste, right? Haste is what we're lacking at the moment. Maybe there'll be a haste in the weapon skills. I don't really think so. Improvised weaponry's fine. When you crit, gain a bonus damage.
Not one person has died in my training
What's up next? Heal. Okay, we can put heal on the blunderbuss. Give us a chance if like us and the opponent are just kind of blasting each other back and forth, then maybe it pays off. Also gets double bonuses off of the swashbuckle, the damage bonus and then the heal bonus as well. So almost 1k off of each upgrade. Now here, I guess we'll take strength. We're just trying to spend money. All right, this I know I clicked the button fast. I always worry about these. The opponent has like 6 wins, but he's level 13 at this stage of the game. He just has to have something super obnoxious. It's gonna be a fixer-upper or something. He's got a big heal into his force field. Survived the first hit. Seems like we might be okay. Getting frozen for fucking ever though. Yeah. 25k crit coming out of that thing. How did he... I mean, it's what it is. Like, we can replay this. It's only supposed to last 1 second. How did this bullshit even happen? Oh, it was the initial chill? Would use a large item, freeze an item for 4 seconds. That had to have been it. Like, Oh, I hit continue again. This is like our double barrel was frozen forever. I think we only got 1 activation on the double barrel. But nonetheless, is what it is. Not a bad run. Very happy with how this went. Right, we got to that point to where, you know, I think I talk about this extensively in the last video, where we got to that point to where, you know, we're not going to get 10. We need to be hitting that 10th win on day 12, day 13 at the worst, and it's just so hard to get those super late game wins with Vanessa. And so we got to that point to where it was like, okay, you know, we've hit level 10. We need to push for this 7th win. And then if we get that 7th win, we should be good to go in terms of racking up the chests. And so happy with how this round went. You know, it's a nice little change of pace from what we typically do with either building to depth charge or building single item. I think it's very important to kind of recognize the things that you can do when you need to start with strength and go wide as it. We didn't land on that figurehead bonus, but we made the best of it with swashbuckle, and things turned out okay here. I'm pretty happy with everything we have on board. Would be nice to have haste somewhere. Right, that's the thing that we were lacking, is getting that double barrel activating before the opponent gets to activate, but it just kind of is what it is. You can't have everything in every single build, and so turned out nicely with there. Now with this, there's a couple of other things. I'm not certain how MMR works in this game, in the sense that there is a very real chance we should have just gotten the 7th win and quit the run. I really hope the game doesn't come down to incentivizing that kind of thing, as to where the best strategy is to not play the game, right? I don't know how MMR works in this. I've seen some posts on Reddit to where it's like you get 100 MMR for a win, but it doesn't really say what you get for a loss. And I know a lot of the times in say like LOR, there's a point in time to where it was like plus 15, minus 17, right? To where you got plus 15 MMR for a win, or it was minus 22 for a loss, plus 15, minus 22. And so you had to carry like a 65% win rate to climb up the ladder. But like I'm not certain how it works here. And the thing that you absolutely do not want for your game is to have the best strategy be to not play the game. And that's where I kind of feel like you're potentially running into here, is like I hope the game just doesn't come down to deciding when the best point to quit is. In the sense that, you know, if you're playing Vanessa and you want to get to rank 1 on the ladder, you go 7-0 in the beginning and just quit. If all of the MMR is based on your individual wins, losses, and not so much what happens at the end of the run, right? Because you run into the same thing at the end, to where we'll never beat a late game Pygmalion. And so why keep running if we're just going to lose MMR? And so that's what I kind of had in my head here, as well, as like, as we got to that 7 win mark, we knew that was the best we were going to do in terms of chests. But you know, I don't know how it actually works. I think Reynad is on communications hiatus since the open beta debacle, and I'm curious if they'll ever give note to how the MMR works. And so someone will eventually figure it out. Some nerd will put the math problem out there, but I'm not entirely certain how that goes. But nonetheless, this build went fine. I think switching or picking up that glass cannon is always a kind of interesting choice. It was very powerful here. There's a lot of opponents that just ace us with the glass cannon on the board, but we ran pretty well against opponents that couldn't take advantage of it. Some Vanessas that were aquatic, Vanessa with a bad weapon, and then that Pygmalion would have hit us for 12k without glass cannon. That would have just one-shot us anyway, so it wasn't a big deal there, but very powerful for us as we're shooting off essentially 3k a round with a double barrel each time it goes. Very strong there. But nonetheless, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Weed. Thank you for being here.